Okay, so now we've made a fairly nice little round flower, but the fun part is adding other little stitches to make it come to life. So I'm thinking that I'm going to add French knots at the ends of these long spokes, maybe a combination of bullion knots in here. And to finish it, I thought I might pick up a little detached chain around the French knots and then end it with a few drizzle stitches in the center. So I'm going to use, I think, a number 5 to do the French knots at the end. So I'm going to use a number 1 milliner's needle. So you're going to come up, so I come up, you're going to wrap towards your fingers like this, up towards here twice. Go back down, not in the same hole, but very close. And the trick with a French knot is to keep it nice and tight at the base. So I'm just doing 2 wraps here, and that's nice and tight before I pull it through to the back like that, and then you'll have a nice neat little French knot. Okay, so I've now done these little French knots. I'm going to encase them in a little detached chain stitch. So I picked up the bright orange because I think that that'll be a nice highlight. So I'm going to come up just at the base of the French knot like this on the spoke. I'm going to do a little detached chain around that. So what I'm going to do is pull it so that the detached chain goes around the outside like that. And then you'll anchor it above, and I might anchor it just with a little stitch, with a little bit of length, and I'm going to come over and start the second one right over here. So there. Okay, so there are the detached chains. So I like it. It adds a little bit of color, and also I like the size 3 because it defines the stitch a little bit better. So I'm going to add now a bullion knot, but I'm actually going to do 3 bullion knots. So my center bullion knot here is going to be in this variegated blue. So I'm using a size 8. And I'm going to make a center bullion here, and I'm using a 3 milliner's needle. So I'm going to do about 12 wraps, pull it through, back. So there's the little bullion knot that's going to be in the center, and I'm going to come back in a minute and add a different color around the outside. So I'm going to do one in the center of each of these fly stitches like this. So don't forget to go to our tutorial page for info on needles and threads, and also go to Instagram TV to find all the stitches, so you can follow them in the book or Creative Stitching, or you can go to the videos and find them on Instagram, and that'll help you if you need a refresher on any of the stitches or any of the stitches are new to you. Okay, so I continue doing bullion knots on either side of the central one. So I'll just show you. I did 12 wraps on the center one. On these I'm going to do 14 wraps. So I came up right at the center point and down at the center point, and I'm going to wrap 14 times. Okay, and that one will go around the one side of that bullion knot. So I'm going to come in here and go back out at the top and do one that's going to encase it on the other side, another 14 wraps. So that'll go around that side. There we go. like that, so you can see how they on either side of that central one like that. So I decided to use a slightly darker color so that it emphasizes it a little bit more. Alright, I think so. I'm going to finish this with a little drizzle stitch in the center. So I'm going to do about 16 wraps. So I'm using the milliner's needle again because it's a cast on stitch. I've threaded it up, come up. You're going to go down close to that thread but not in the same hole, and then you're going to anchor it in a drizzle pad, which is just a little wool mat that we have, and you're going to unthread it. And so now we're going to do a cast on or half hitch, so you can wrap it around your finger and drop it. So you want all your wraps or all your cast ons to stack one after another and keep them snug. So I think that was about 16, but that's good enough. So they're all on the needle like that. So I'm going to take it out of the drizzle pad, and I'm going to thread up my needle, and then I'm going to pull the thread to the back, and then you'll have a little drizzle stitch, which is really fun. They sort of spiral a little bit and gives a little bit of dimension to the center of your flower. So I hope you have fun making your flower. You don't have to follow the colors that I've used, but try it with all 3 weights of eleganza to see what happens. Okay, happy stitching.